should be us. Hopefully, it's not too loud or too quiet, since audio is all the things we get right and wrong here. Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of the dotSlashGaming podcast. This is after much debate. This is episode 4. In our little pre-show banter, we were trying to figure out if this was 3 or 4, and I had already started the stream saying this is episode 4, and I was corrected several times by Gabe saying this was 3. So
I don't want to
suck
talk
it.
about it.
It's episode 4. We got a lot of basically we have a lot of Harry Potter, Hogwarts stuff to talk about today. Like, not much else has been going on. I'm pretty sure all 4 of us have played it and played quite a bit of it. So if you're looking for
Still currently playing.
Yeah, if you're looking to hear about that, join us. If you hate that game, you might want to leave now, because that's probably what we're going to talk about for the most of this. So we'll start things off like we always do, kind of going around the virtual room here and just seeing what we've been playing. And let's try to save everything Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy related for after. So if you've played anything else, let's talk about that right now. And if you haven't,
I've been playing Marvel Snap at the bathroom breaks, but other than that, just Hogwarts.
All right, so we've already finished up with Brandon. That's good. Do you, actually, I do have a question about Marvel Snap. Do you pay for it?
I've paid for 1 or 2 of the season passes, and then the ones that are like, I don't want it, I just don't buy it.
I'm always curious about that, because I bought the very first one, but I don't really remember what it did, and I've been kind of tempted to buy another one, but I also don't really know what it does.
There's packs for like $80 to $100 that, like,
yeah, I'm not doing that.
I guess are good. Like, I would want them, but I'm also just not going to pay $80 to $100 to play this game. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Does anybody else play this game for a
negative?
Say how great Marvel Snap is? Have you ever tried it?
Tried it.
You didn't like it?
I left it in the bathroom.
You really didn't like it? It's so addicting.
No.
Wow, that's.
I think
I've played app games
like
that,
hours.
but it just didn't hold my attention.
What games like that have you played, Dan?
I've played War Game.
It's basically Smash Up.
I've played Clash like everybody else.
No, okay, that's not even close to it. This is right. Literally a game based off of a board game called Smash Up, and it's the same scenario, and it's way better than stupid Clash. Like, the game's.
Well, I don't doubt it.
A for sure getcha or gotcha game, whatever those are called, where they just keep trying to make you pay more.
Yeah, I don't play Clash because it's, what I want to do. I'm taking a poop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's there.
I guess.
The chat saying those new Diablo Immortal gem chains are more pay to win. I can't imagine that, because I remember them being super pay to win. Like, you had to pay for them.
Diablo is terrible.
Yeah, it was
with that.
I played that for like an hour. It was fun.
Well, Gabe, what have you been playing this week?
It's like every Diablo game ever. That was fun. Next.
Other than Hogwarts Legacy, which has actually been taking up a lot of my time, I actually started and finished Sniper Elite 5, which I put so much time into.
And where did you play that at?
Game Pass.
I knew it.
Yeah. Well, I've been wanting to get it, but I couldn't bring myself to paying full price for it after I paid full price for Hogwarts.
What, the full $1 for Game Pass, you mean?
Yeah, that whole $1. That was rough. That hurt.
Yeah. That was a pretty big game when it came on Game Pass. People were excited about it.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I loved all of the other Sniper Elite games. This just added to it. And actually, I thought it was a lot harder, even like playing on an easier setting.
Really?
They actually made the game a lot harder. They made it a lot easier for the enemies to find you. And they kind of took some of the stupidity away from the AI enemies. Actually made it quite a bit harder. You can't just sit in one spot and shoot all the way all over the map. Like, as soon as you take one shot, they're on you. You have to shoot and move. Like, they made that a critical part with this game. The projectile dynamics are a lot more fine-tuned as well, which I really like.
Well,
very good game. Very good. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm probably going to play through it again.
Again? Have you
Oh
played? You
yes.
played all the other ones or any of them?
Oh yeah, I've played all of them.
I've never played one of those.
I like when they have the DLC missions where you get to kill Hitler. It's pretty great.
Have you played the um the Hitman series? I always thought they were pretty similar-ish.
I played one of them on PS2, very long time
Have
ago.
you seen what they did with the new one? How they kind of, or the newer ones? So they had Hitman 1, 2, and 3 that came out the last probably 4 or 5 years.
I saw them. I haven't put any time into
Well,
them
they
yet.
just basically re-released all of them on like the next gen engine, all in one game, and it's like a whole new game. I keep hearing about it. Like
Is
they
it on
have,
Game Pass?
it's not on Game Pass, so
Dang it.
you have to buy it. It might come to Game Pass though. It seems like it would be a Game Pass game, but
If it hits Game Pass, I'll be on it for sure.
I was listening to some other podcasts and they were talking about how cool it was because they've literally added modes to it where it'll tell you there's like a roguelite version of it where you have to go in, you can't lose your weapons, or if you die, you got to start over. There's things where
Oh,
they
jeez.
make you use different types of weapons that you wouldn't usually use, or they won't benefit for, or you won't lose points for killing people, or there's all kinds of things. So they're kind of taking the playground and just changing the rules up and making different game modes. So
That's kind of cool.
I don't know if anyone's played Hitman, but the last 3 games were pretty good. I played through the first one and some of the second, and I thoroughly enjoyed what I played. Just
Nice.
putting that out there.
Nice.
Okay, Danny, what about you?
Outside of Hogwarts, I have
Can't
been
talk about that yet.
playing Destiny 2.
And what
I
made
know we
you,
talked about it.
what made you go play
I
that?
was gonna try it. There was nothing else to play. No, I'll give it more credit than that. It's a really, you know what? I mean, honestly, if you're looking for like a looter shooter, right? Destiny 2 is probably one of the better ones that you can play right now. I'll be honest. It's good. But it is what it is. If you're going into it thinking that you're gonna have this grand RPG, you're not.
Yeah.
You know, the story is nice. I'll give them that, but it is primarily a looter shooter. So if that's the kind of game that you want, I think Destiny 2, and they got Beyond Light that's coming out. Or no, not Beyond Light. Lightfall, sorry. It's coming out very soon. That's their like latest expansion. It's just it's a good game. I'll just say that.
How many of the DLCs do you have? Because I remember we talked about this before. And it was like
I got.
shit ton to get 'em all.
So this is my gripe with Destiny 2. Okay, this is one of them. It's not necessarily that it's a grindy game because, like we just talked about, you know that going into this type of game, this genre, right?
Mhm.
It's every the missions. If you just download Destiny 2 for free off the Steam store, right?
Mhm.
The missions, there's no clear direction on what missions to do right now, what you can do, and then what they'll do is you'll do like the first mission of a DLC, and then it'll be locked. There'll be a paywall, and it'll say, "Oh, to continue this campaign, go buy the Witch Queen DLC, or go buy Beyond Light, or go buy the Shadowkeep DLC." And that repeatedly kept happening to me. I do a mission, I was like, "Oh, this is fun," and then locked out. I got to buy the DLC, and so I go somewhere else, and that happened to me probably 8 times, and then I finally was like, because like I said, there's no clear direction on, okay, this is the original Destiny 2 campaign, so play this first.
Hmm.
That's not what they did. They just throw you out there, right? Because they want you to buy the DLC, right? I get what they're doing. It's a marketing ploy.
They're giving you clear direction. They're telling you to buy the game.
Yeah, go pay for this.
But I'm
They're
like,
telling you exactly
I don't know.
what they want.
I just don't like that slamming it down your throat. You know, at least give me like.
At least take you out to dinner first, right?
Yeah, at least take me out to dinner. You know, do something nice for me. Get me a rose.
Tell me what you want. Don't beat around the bush.
It was Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they gave it to me too. So, but anyway, that's what I've been doing. I put like 30, almost 40 hours into it this week. So, my wife and my daughter were playing Hogwarts, so everybody's playing that, and we'll talk about that later. So.
Hang on, I have somebody who's messaging me how they can watch our show live. So that's enough for me to pause the whole show and figure out a way to get them the link. Because
Get that
I mean, we can keep
viewer,
talking about Destiny
extra
here.
Our one viewer.
If you're watching right now, you don't matter. We need that one extra viewer.
We need everything stops. We need to make sure everybody's. We're very. I can't even.
I mean, I would say that, but I don't even know if we have any viewers. Let's see. We've got Russ watching.
Yeah.
Oh, Russ had a comment. The Hitman thing was a fiasco. I was going to talk about this while we were talking. No, I'm talking about the new one, Russ, because they updated it again, and it's now it's all packaged into one. Because before you could buy the latest Hitman, so Hitman 3 at the time, and then upgrade the previous 2 to be put into the new engine. Now you just buy one game and it's all the same. So
was it like a remaster for the previous 2?
Yeah. So the weird thing was, like, I think this was like a year ago. You were able to buy the third game, which was the newest one at the time, which was like the next gen game on PS5. And then if you owned the second one and the first one digitally or physically, you could link your accounts and show you owned it and all this stuff. And then you could play those games remastered in the new engine for the new game for the next gen. But it was just bonkers to try to figure out. I remember like searching on all these websites being like, how the hell do you figure this shit out and do this? But it was a whole thing. All right. I sent it to him. So now he's going to join us. What did I play? Hogwarts Legacy. I also played some Marvel Snap. Not in the bathroom, though. I usually play it right before bed. And then I've been still just biting away little pieces at Breath of the Wild, little by little. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like I need to love the game, but I still think it's like just fun, but not amazing.
Why are you playing this game?
Like you feel like you have to love it, right? Because it got such good response.
It's one of those games I feel like I have to finish it because it's a game that everybody loves, and the new one's coming out, and I don't like to play a sequel without playing the first one. I always freak out about that. So I'm enjoying it because I found the interactive map where I can like check things off, but I don't like that if I stop playing, trying to remember where I'm at and what's going on, it takes me way too long, and it's just, I don't know. Everyone's gonna hate me because everybody loves this stupid game, but it's good. It's really
good.
It is good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's just not life changing like a lot of these people say. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I liked it. I didn't like you said. I didn't love it. Like, I'm not gonna like.
It's no Hogwarts Legacy.
It's you gotta wait.
I know. I can't talk about it.
I would say
ahead of yourself. Jeez.
And then I'm still playing. Excuse me. I'm still playing. I can think it was Hogwarts Legacy. What is this game called? The Dragon Quest Treasures. It's that game is very long, and I kind of want to stop playing it. I like it, but
Dragon Quest.
You want to stop playing it?
He's like, I'm done. I've had enough.
Something really stupid though. So I had it from GameFly, right?
The devs are in the chat,
and I ended up buying it because I was like, well, I want to finish it later. You can't even see it. They just sent me the case for it today, so I'm gonna keep it. But I have a feeling this game isn't printed a lot, so it's gonna end up going up in value for the physical. Because I know a lot of random like side games do that. Because this is not a main game Dragon Quest game, I think it's gonna shoot up in price. So I just grabbed it. I did get Forsaken for PS5. That came in the mail yesterday. So
you haven't played it yet?
I haven't. No, I keep trying to finish up Hogwarts, but that's just not gonna happen. So I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end up buying Forspoken.
Yeah, that one
from GameFly too. GameFly's just never ever sign up for it because I just can never give up. Because every time I buy or I rent a game, I end up because you get 10% off to buy it. But then I'm just like, well, I'll just buy it. I'll play it later. And then I end up doing it back to back to back to back, and I never actually rent and beat anything. The only game I can think of that I've actually well, the last game that I rented and beat from GameFly that I can remember was Resident Evil Village. And now I wish I bought it because I want to play the DLC, and I don't have it. So I'm pretty upset about that because that game was incredible. So
poor guy.
All right, now we got all the crappy, shitty games out of the way. Let's talk about some Hogwarts Legacy.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Oh, I was supposed to queue up some like really cool like Hogwarts music, but then I forgot to click play and do it. So
it's okay. We all know the music sounds like.
And there's like owls flying around. So let's start off by where is everybody playing this game? So,
PC.
Okay, we got
my house.
Okay, so Dan's at his house. We have one on PC, PS5 over with Gabe, and I'm on PS5 too.
I'm on a PS5.
Okay, so 3 PS5ers. What made you pick PS5 over PC for you PS5ers?
I have an 85-inch TV that I'd rather play it on.
Okay. That, I mean,
Be
I get
honest.
that. The point I'm getting at is I picked PS5 because you got the extra quest, which is, I hear, is about an
You
hour
do.
long,
Yep.
and PC and Xbox won't be getting that quest for like a year.
I heard the performance is lacking on the PC version. I don't know if anybody here can. Who's playing on the PC? Brandon?
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, I haven't had any performance issues. The key bindings are awful. Holy
Yeah.
crap, my hands hurt.
Wait, you're
I've
playing
had
on
to
mouse
use
and
my
keyboard?
stuff. Yeah.
Did you play Forspoken with mouse and keyboard too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow, with no
Wow.
controller.
I don't know how you
I
do that.
Congratulations.
switched up key bindings on Forspoken as well.
That's bonkers. I could not
The
play
the
that.
biggest one for me is I switched so your dash, like your roll on Hogwarts Legacy is the control button, and I cannot reach that at all when I'm trying. So I switched it to E because there's nothing else bound to
Okay,
E
so
during
why
combat, which is working.
why no controller?
It's just such a hassle. I have to like Bluetooth connect it, make sure it has batteries. I have a nice keyboard. Why would I not use it? Uh-oh.
Oh, great.
Man,
There
he's
goes
gone.
And he's playing in the dark now. So we'll get him back. soon.
Yeah.
We got Mistral Niblick in the chat, Russ saying, I wish they would allow PCs to connect to TVs, especially 85-inch ones. You know what?
Are we going to talk about latency now?
No, we're gonna
And
talk about.
We can't.
Look at who's
He's-
gonna have a PC.
He's got to
in
be
there.
trolling us, right?
No, he's PC Master Race all the way. I know this kid's serious. Let's be real.
Yeah, but he's not serious about hooking a PC up to a TV.
I mean,
I
you
know he's
can do
not.
that, and I do that too.
I know
have
you
a-
can,
and it works
but
pretty good. But there is some type of ease when you literally just hook up a PS5 to a TV and you have it set up and you push a button on your controller and your game just boots up to where you left off. Like
Trying so hard to get him back.
starting up a game on PC still takes
Yeah.
a while. It's just that, like, you open up your launcher, get into the game loads, you got to set it up, and then
it's plug and play. I mean,
Brandon
all you
just
got to
did a
do is
trick. He
power it
literally
up and then
disappeared.
plug in an HDMI.
Did anybody else see that? It light flashed on. Brandon was just gone.
He is gone.
He did a magic trick.
He's gone.
I think there's spirits in his house.
And everybody that's watching for our next trick.
He had to shit, so he literally just, he's like, oh crap, I have to shit, so let me turn the camera off. and run to the bathroom.
He's alive. We got worried.
He did.
No, I'm
Okay.
Everybody was worried.
Yeah.
I think the police are on their way. I'm not sure.
They for sure are.
Anyways,
I hope
so
not.
Hogwarts Legacy. So we got 3 PS5 players and 1 PC who's playing on their hands and the keyboard and mouse. So we should fundraise.
Is that weird? Like, does everyone else use a
find that
controller?
So bizarre. If I'm playing a game like
Depends
that,
on the game.
yeah, it depends on the game. But a third person anything, I would 100% be using controller.
So like shooters, everyone's using keyboard and mouse, right?
Yeah, for shooters, I would.
I think it helps. You get,
Absolutely.
you get the fine tuning movements with your reticle.
Like MMO.
Depends how
everyone's
big the
using a
aim
keyboard
assist
and
is.
mouse.
MMO, yeah, keyboard and mouse, but those are usually like MMOs aren't like platformers for the most part. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing platformer, I want
will say-
precision on my controller, and it's more comfortable. Don't you get like crinky fingers that are all falling apart?
I did meet this one raid leader in WoW who was a tank and used a controller, like he used the Xbox controller, which was incredibly impressive. Because like he was good too.
Well,
It is
I'm
impressive
not-
to play
I'm
an
not
MMO like
good.
that. Because I played like New World and stuff, and I could not imagine using a controller to play that.
You just don't have enough buttons.
It's
I could do it to go
ridiculous.
and like chop wood or something in like a game, like collect resources, but not like actually
Chop
like.
wood.
Go
I could
collect
mine a rock
freaking
with that.
berries.
What are you drinking? It looks like tobacco spit.
It might be. I don't know. Who's watching?
It looks so
Ew.
gross. What the hell is
Call
this?
the police.
Why would
Where did that even come from?
Because it's what you
See-
spit in. People spit in those mason jars and shit.
Oh God.
it's whoever wants to pay me money,
What?
whoever wants to
Oh,
sponsor this
he's
video.
making money right now. He's like, every
Yeah.
time I take a sip, guys
You
give
asked
me
what I was
$5.
drinking. I said whoever wants to pay me.
Well, I
That's
want to know
what
what
I'm
that
drinking.
is. I'm drinking a
it's-
Rogue Diet Pepsi I found in the fridge that I don't even know how it got there.
It's a caramel colored carbonated drink.
Yeah.
I am drinking what I
Oh,
forgot to get.
Nothing. You just turn your camera off, turn it back on, you'll be gone. Going to get a drink like Brandon did.
Yes, yes.
Anyways, Hogwarts. I know we keep going back to this. So I kind of want
said
to hear.
Hogwarts like 4 times.
I know this is
So
terrible to
Hogwarts.
watch. If you're watching, I'm so sorry. Just bear with us. We're gonna get there.
We only have people with ADHD watching us right now. Okay.
So the first like half hour of the game, you get brought in. I gotta say, this like the cinematics, the feel, the atmosphere, the just presentation of the game is just AAA across the board. Like this is not what I expected. I thought this to be kind of a little budgety, and I thought it was gonna be kind of shitty, to be honest. But wow,
Definitely not.
I was blown away, and I the chat. How's that Hogwarts game? Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting
The
there.
first half hour blew me away. Expectations through the roof. So what about you guys? First half hour, you put the game in, they take the disc, you do it digitally, you get your keyboard ready if you're Brandon. Like, what are you guys thinking?
Get your keyboard better. Get the carpal tunnel out of your fingers. You know?
I like that it
Use
jumped
stretches.
right into the story. Like, I mean, your first 30 minutes, it's literally just boom. Here's the story of the campaign. It's right in your face, and it didn't beat around the bush at all. It just puts you right into the middle of the story, which I love.
It does. It jumps you in. I thought they did a good job too. Like the first 30 minutes, depending on how fast you go through it, I mean, you could get sorted, I guess, in 30 minutes. But just seeing Hogwarts for the first time, I thought that they left no detail out. They covered
so much
everything, you know.
So
and my
much.
wife loved it, and she's still playing it. My daughter's playing it. She's 9. She'll be 10.
I know
they love it.
So many people playing this game that aren't gamers, like friends of friends. It's like, oh, I had a friend over here the other night. We're playing board games. He's like, oh, I want to get the new Hogwarts game. I'm like, you don't even have a gaming console. Like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I have a Switch. I'm like, it's not out for Switch. Like, how do you even know this game exists? You don't play anything. You play like Mario Kart and that's it. So like everybody knows about this game, and this is like and it's such an unexpected game because usually these games that come out that are really popular like this, they're not really good games. Like this game is good. Like,
it's excellent.
We've talked about the first like 30 minutes of it, but just the open world of it isn't just like an open world. This is like Skyrim or like Elden Ring like level of like detail. There's like dungeons to go into. There's camps to take over.
It's alive. That's what I like about it. Everywhere you go feels alive. It's not empty. You know, even Skyrim was guilty of that, and all these other open world RPGs, where it just feels like it's a walking simulator at some parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like that to me ever.
No.
When I'm playing this game, and we talked about, remember the last time, how just reiterating your part of people that aren't even gamers are playing this game. We talked about how Marvel, you know, has done that in a sense, in a little bit, but this game has brought, like you said, people that don't play video games at all. They know about this game. Everybody in the world has heard about this game in one way or another, and they're playing this. So they just hit it out of the park, I think.
Yeah, I think when you
I like this game for the same reason I like Skyrim, where it's like I care about the world, the details there. I enjoy the gameplay, but and maybe I'm weird and different. I don't care about the story at all. Like I zone out on all the cutscenes of Hogwarts Legacy. Like I just can't care. It's boring to
well,
like
okay.
I was a big Harry Potter fan growing up.
Completely opposite of you, Brandon. I usually am that guy in most games. Like I'll just like leave it on and go to the bathroom, grab a snack if there's a cutscene, or skip it if I can. But in this game, I don't know why I'm like actually caring about what's going on at the main story. Most of the side quests I'm pretty interested in, but like I'm actually like wanting to know what's going on. I'm getting to know these teachers, like the stuff with Sebastian and Natty. Like I'm kind of getting to know my classmates, and I'm really into it.
Okay, who did you pick at first to help you, Sebastian or Natty?
I picked Natty first.
So did I.
And then I started to go more Sebastian.
I think that's the only option, right?
Yeah.
You have to pick Natty.
I mean, she's from Wakanda, so I had to go with her.
Oh my god.
It's just the perfect exit for that.
All right, what's our next topic? No, I'm just
what house did you guys all go with?
Yeah, let's do that.
I got Slytherin.
Slytherin for me too.
Slytherin?
Obvious.
What are you, Brandon?
Slytherin. We got 3 of them.
You all 3 went Slytherin. I did the online.
You're definitely a Hufflepuff, right?
I did all the online like stuff so I would just pick it for me based on my personality, and I got Hufflepuff.
I mean,
you know what?
Does anybody here disagree with that? Okay. I mean, the Sorting Hat is all knowing. So
hey, I did some research because I knew nothing about Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff people are loyal, truthful, They're caring. They're the nicest people, and everybody wants to be friends with Hufflepuff.
Wow, what a loser!
There's some good Hufflepufflins. There were some. I remember seeing it. Famous Hufflepuffs. Here, it comes right up on Google.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's gonna look it up.
Cedric
he has to
Diggory,
Google it because nobody knows.
That's the
no
guy from the fourth movie, right? Yeah, that's
the kid you bullied in 3rd grade.
No, that's freaking Edward from Twilight himself is Cedric Diggory, so he was good. Newt Scamander from the new movies, he's a Hufflepuffian.
Fair enough.
Wait a minute, you defended Edward from Twilight?
Yeah, Edward Cullen.
Yeah.
We got that live, right?
Oh, like a Hufflepuff to do that.
Recorded.
It's recorded, right? We're gonna put this all over Spotify.
I will say though, I was it was nice to pick Hufflepuff because I knew nothing about it, and like learning little bits of detail, being in their like what's that their house or their room or whatever it's called, the common room. Yeah, so it's kind of neat. It looks like a Hobbit area, which I kind of enjoyed because you're inside of.
I think I found it. Isn't it off of the kitchen?
Yeah, it's right by the kitchen. There's a giant barrel, and you have to.
I tried going in there, and I got sprayed with vinegar.
Oh, yep, that's what happens. They tell you. That's funny.
I tried it. I was like, oh, I guess I can't go in there. That's rude.
Because when I learned,
I do like their common room though.
They said that if you hit the barrels the wrong way, vinegar comes on you. It is pretty funny. So yeah, it's pretty neat how they've split them up, and from the difference between the different houses. For what I've heard is the common rooms are all different, and that has a whole set of things to kind of play with itself. And then there is a quest line that each house gets. So mine, I had started doing, I actually got to go to Azkaban, which was pretty cool. And it was actually a story that I really enjoyed following.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm not telling you exactly. Well, hold on. I mean, that was the first second of the quest. It wasn't like it was.
Spoiler alert.
You do a whole lot within that, and you're not really doing a lot there, but you get to walk around and see Dementors and stuff. So that was pretty epic.
And so at the end of the game, this is what happens. No.
Yeah. So I was pretty impressed by the Hufflepuff side, and I'm a proud Hufflepuff now. Before I was a little embarrassed, but I'll wear the patch.
Now you're proud.
Now
you
proud.
Puff your chest out. You're
I'm
like,
a Hufflepuff.
Oh, this is it.
Like I can be that.
I am a Hufflepuff.
So how is the Slytherin stuff for all three of you? Slytherin.
It's amazing. What is there not to like about Slytherin?
Everybody
wants to secretly be in Slytherin, right? You all watch. Everybody's their kids.
No, I wanted to be
watching these movies, and they're like, I want to be, Slytherin. Everybody assumed that everybody wants to be Gryffindor, right? They're these loyal, whatever. No, secretly everybody wanted to be in Slytherin, and now everybody's choosing.
Whoever wanted to be in Slytherin? Nobody's ever been like, I want to be on the one.
Every kid ever secretly wanted to be.
I mean, you get to pick your own house. Just saying.
Yep.
Did anybody actually pick Gryffindor? Because I feel like that's when everyone knows everything.
Nobody did.
Nobody wants.
Everybody sees everything that happens.
Nobody that I know.
If you watched the movies, let's see something else.
I don't know. I wanted.
I did really like the common rooms.
The common room stuff was cool.
Yeah.
So I guess to kind of just move this conversation forward, it was just sit and argue about Hufflepuff the whole time. The game has so when you start playing, you get into the school and you start taking classes. You're a 5th-year student that just started at Hogwarts, and the
for
amount
those that live under a rock that have never heard of Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, which there you go. Anyways, you get into the castle and you start to explore and go to classes, and they handhold you a little bit through the beginning, and there's just collectibles everywhere, which is nice because you get experience for finding them, which I thought was actually a lot of fun. But the sheer detail inside of the castle itself is incredible. Like each area and wing and floor just has like art that I'm actually like stopping and looking at, like the pictures on the wall because they move a lot of them, or the tapestries that are hanging on the walls. Like I actually stop and look, and then you can find those scrolls that you hear the little ding and there's a scroll nearby. Like I've read almost every single one of them, and I'm kind of like, wow, this is really interesting. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. Like the lore is really just pulling me in. And I always was very against the Harry Potter lore from just the movies and stuff, because it always was just like, I feel like there's a lot of holes and gaps in it. But I feel they're doing a good job to make it seem like it's deeper, and it's pulled me in at least a lot. It makes me want to understand like the spells I'm using. What are they? And why is this and this? And there was like tons of stuff just inside the castle. I'm not even talking about Hogsmeade or the grounds or anything yet.
I don't think I've read anything.
You're
I've been
missing
playing
so
for
many good
11
parts of
hours.
it.
I haven't read anything.
I've read all the scrolls I've picked up, and mainly because like I'm very impressed with how they build up the castle with just all kinds of stuff. Like there's so much to look at, and even after all of the trekking around that you do, you're still gonna find another area that you haven't been in yet. Like there
Yeah.
is the whole place is just like a freaking maze. It's so easy to get lost, but even when you do get lost, like there's stuff to look at, there's stuff to read, and like it
Exactly.
would have been really easy to make that an empty castle to make like it would have just been boring to go through. But there's so many neat things to look at, especially like none of the walls are empty. There's tapestries everywhere. There's pictures everywhere. There's ghosts flying around. Peeves is
There's
constantly
no
making
oh,
noise
screw
somewhere.
that guy. He
It's
drives me nuts.
Yeah.
There is no
it's just
It's
the
hilarious.
whole castle is just alive, like
But there's-
everywhere you look, and going in the kitchen and where the
kitchen was just there.
the house elves are just busy everywhere. Like it is really cool.
There's no copy and paste. Like a lot of games you'll see,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, like
sure.
big games like Assassin's Creed or Far Cry or any of these big world games. You go into a shop, they all like look very similar. It's like they copy and pasted it and they change like one thing because it's a different one. Like you
Right.
go
There's no
into
section of the game where it's like, oh, like there's no purposeless thing. Like every like piece of art has a purpose. Every
It's-
graphic, every object. There's a
incredible.
reason why it's there.
It has been blowing my mind seeing the detail for all that stuff. So I can't believe that this is just like it almost is bad that it's a franchised game because I feel like people are not going to go into it thinking that it's going to be like this. But at the same time, it's also really good that it's a franchise game because it makes it more hope for games in the future with franchises. Because usually, you get a movie or a book tie-in game and they play off of the character, the themes that you already know, and they just leave it at that. Like this is like leaving everything Harry Potter behind, and they're like, there's a cool world in here, and we're going to show you that there's way more to this than The Boy Who Lived. Like it's way beyond that. So
Right.
It definitely doesn't feel rushed.
no. So okay, so we leave the castle, we get a broom, we get to explore the grounds, and let's start about with Hogsmeade. Going there was like everything I imagined it would be in my mind, and being able to explore it and go into all the shops and seeing like the stuff on the shelves. Like I'm literally like moving around looking at the shelves, what's on there, and you can interact with some of the stuff, like the joke shop. There's fun things to do. There's the chest to go get everywhere. I mean, I'm just running around hitting Revelio spell over and over and over, trying to find everything. And every time I pick
Right.
something up, it's satisfying.
You're a literal meme.
Yeah, I am. It's
Revelio.
That's all I do. And then you keep going and going. You find all this stuff. There's story. You have to keep going to class, getting here. You're getting gear. You're upgrading. You're selling gear. You're trying to expand your stuff. You're doing Merlin's trials. You're doing little tasks. You're popping balloons in your broom. You're just like, there is so much to do. It's like
If you get bored playing this game, you're not playing it, right?
yeah,
Basically.
I get like stressed.
I didn't love the gear cap where it's like you only have 20 pieces, like
That
20 items.
sucks.
But you
have
can
to
get a
sell.
bigger inventory though by
By
doing the
doing
Merlin
Merlin
trials.
trials.
Yep.
Yeah, the Merlin trials.
'Cause
Spoiler
By doing
alert.
so many of those, you increase your gear
Spoiler
load.
alert. No, that's a helpful hint because I didn't know that either until recently.
That was
Yeah.
that was one little issue I had with the game is that the only loadout that you have as far as gear goes is just clothes. Like it'd be nice to have some other things like some magical items or
Yeah, like an amulet or something, or a pendant or something.
exactly, yeah, magical items or
Yeah.
additional like the potions are only just usable like as like a couple of buffs and then you've got your health potions. Like there's so many other potions that you could have
Mhm.
made, but they're kind of limited with that type of thing. But I thought there would be more to the gear than just like what you're wearing. I do like the fact that you can change your wand handle though. That kind of adds a little bit more customization. To
Yeah, I
it.
think
I wish it gave some sort of like bonus or boost. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I think they had to walk like if I put my mind or put myself in the minds of the creators of this game, they're like, look, we have a very casual gaming audience that is fans of the Harry Potter series, right? Like majority of these people, they read books or they like movies, and they're not, the people with the Harry Potter tattoos aren't like hardcore gamers. They're usually just the hardcore Harry Potter people, right? So for them trying to bring them into this world that we expect gear to be more intense and all this, I think they walked that line very finely, and they did a great job because
They wanted to put some simplicity into it.
I think they didn't make it too simple, but they didn't make it
makes
too hard
sense, though.
either. Like honestly, I'm I get all your guys' points, and I do agree. Like, I wish there was more, but I kind of respect the fact that they didn't make it too complicated because it would have turned people away. And what I'm really excited about is the fact that this game is selling like bonkers. So this chances that there's going to be a second one that they're going to invest even more money in is going to be even better. I
Oh,
think.
absolutely.
So I don't know. I think they did like the best they possibly could to make people that are casual gamers enjoy it just as much as hardcore gamers like us.
Another thing that I like what they did with it as far as going way back, like previous time,
I like
they've
that.
what they've done is they've created a huge timeline gap.
Mhm.
Like what they did, like if for those of you that have played Knights of the Old Republic, when it came to Star Wars,
Yes.
you had this very small margin of lore, basically. And then when they made Knights of the Old Republic, they expanded the timeline by 4,000 years.
Mhm.
So they've effectively done that with the Hogwarts story as well. Because they backed it up so much, they've created this huge timeline that there's just so much potential for them to add more content into that timeline leading up to the movies.
I like this timeline better. I like the olden time. Like I always thought when I was younger that Harry Potter books took place back then because everything is old and old fashioned. It wasn't until like
it felt like it a bit, yeah.
but it wasn't until like the fifth or sixth movie when they were in London. All of a sudden, I was like, wait a second, they have like iPhones. Like, what's going on here? Like, this makes
was that an iPhone 12 Pro? What is that?
This makes more sense in my mind to be taking place back then, and I think having this like old timey like vibes to it like makes me like it more. I mean, if you guys can't guess it, I love this game, and I think I put more hours into this game than any other game lately, and I can't stop playing it.
Always same here.
What difficulty are you guys playing on?
I did
normal.
Hardest.
I did normal because I know that I'm gonna end up just using the game to play search and find for a lot of stuff, and I need to finish it faster because there's other stuff coming out. That's my thought.
Same.
I wanted to do it on hard.
I'm on hard, and it is hard. I wish I do. Okay, I cheat. I'll admit it. I do put some. There's some fights that I will put back to normal because I just can't do it. I was at this one part. I'm not going to say what it was because it's a huge spoiler, but I could not. I did it for like 40 minutes. I'm not even lying, and I could not do it.
The 4-person duel.
I beat my head against the wall for about an hour and a half on hard mode with that, and I finished it. I did it, but it was
it was the duel.
I've heard so many people struggle.
I just could not do it.
That's why I played normal all the way through. I did not want to get stuck.
The shitty thing is I put it on normal and it first try and I was like, oh my God, like this is such a bigger difference.
Yeah,
like what is this?
A lot more health, I heard.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't even hard at all. Like it was the combos too. So on hard, you have to do a lot of different spell combinations. And on normal, there was like maybe one I had to do. It just wasn't nearly as bad.
So once again, like what Kevin was saying, you've got this group of players that came in that aren't big gamers, so they kind of had to make a game mode for them that wasn't going to make them so stuck that they couldn't continue with the story.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I mean, Witcher did that. Other games
Witcher
have that.
did.
Yep. Yeah, I enjoy when they give
a lot of games have that.
Play how you want type of thing. I think that's good. I think that helps, getting more people in the door without making things that affect other players. Like, I hate when games make it easier, but then everybody has to play it easier. I like when they give you the option to choose it. So the accessibility is based on what you want.
Yeah, look how many more people they accessed with that because now they got people like that don't play video games, right? That we talked about that now can play the video game just for the story alone and to have fun in Hogwarts land or whatever.
Which is something that I've had this argument with other podcasts I've been on in the past, talking about like Dark Souls games, and I always said, I would love to play Dark Souls 3 if I could make it more accessible for myself. And they always said that would ruin the game. They don't want that. And I was like, don't you think it would increase sales if they made it like accessible to more people? Like they don't have to change the game at all for people who want to play it the way it is, but people who don't have the amount of time in the day to play one boss 65 times, like wouldn't that like open it up?
Because that community of hardcore gamers like that is super serious about that stuff. Because now they're gonna think like, okay, now we gotta submit to baby Kevin because he can't play our game. Right. And now they're going to suffer in other parts.
It is a pride thing. But like sales-wise, I feel like you're opening it up for an audience. Like if I'm thinking of as a business guy, not as a hardcore gamer who doesn't think of anybody else but himself, I'm talking about as a business, which all of this stuff is a business, right? This is a company trying to make money. they're paying a bunch of money to buy a franchise to make a game to make money. It's all they want.
But even the hard mode in Hogwarts Legacy is really balanced. Like I don't feel like it's like they've just
No,
cranked up the health. It's just
not
like
terrible.
oh, like you're supposed to hit combos properly. You're supposed to like watch out for what the enemies do. And yeah, it's annoying sometimes when somebody hits you and you don't notice it. But
so
yeah, it's the mechanics. You have to know the mechanics a lot more.
Yeah,
but so it's definitely worth playing it.
Let's talk about that then. Let's talk about the combat. So, what were your guys' thoughts before you started the game on how the combat was going to be?
I thought it was going to be clunky. I thought it was not going to be as smooth as it is.
I literally thought it was going to be like a crapshoot. Bad. Yeah. I didn't. I thought it was going to be like a regular third-person game where you just kind of button mashing it through it. And I was quite surprised that you actually have to like think about it. Like even on normal, there's a couple of like battles that I've been in that were a little bit harder than I thought they would be.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say earlier that normal mode is for
no. I'm just
children,
saying like
but sometimes it was definitely a big difference.
Obviously,
hard.
That's not my point. My point is saying that I think that normal you can still have challenges within that mode. So if you do choose normal as your difficulty, the game itself isn't still a cakewalk. There's still some challenges because the combat you have to be thinking about it. Like you can kind of cheese your way through most of it, but there will be a few times where you're like, all right, I might need to change out my spell pattern here and remap some stuff if I don't have all the different, upgrades
types
with
of
talents.
Spells, right?
There's a lot, yeah. And depending on when you get to certain challenges, you might have different spells. Like if I don't attend the class for brooms and do her assignment, I may not get the frozen spell, which I might actually need for another area. So there's a lot of like everybody's going to be playing the game differently, which makes it so interesting because it's like, well, when do you start these quests? Or you want to over level and then go do these quests? Or do you want to just search and find a bunch of items and gain some experience and be better? Like, it's bonkers. The whole thing is bonkers. This game blows my mind like consistently.
I thought it would be a lot more gear dependent, like from the couple of YouTube videos I watched, because I didn't jump in until about a week after release. Mm-hmm. So I thought like gear would be way more important. I never feel like I can cheese it by getting better gear or anything like that.
Do you feel like the gear that you have makes a difference at all? Because I just equipped whatever's the highest defense and I just run with it. Like I haven't really looked at anything else.
I haven't gotten to the point where you can upgrade gear at all, so maybe I'll change my mind when I get there.
Yeah,
but
okay. Me neither. What do you guys think about going back to just open discovery in the open world, getting the broom and being able to go out on that? What do you guys think about that?
I spent so much time on the broom just flying around and looking at everything.
It's beautiful.
It's just like what Dan said. The whole map is alive. There's something going on everywhere you go.
Right.
And it's all open and truly open. And that's something that you don't really see a whole lot. There's no area that's like locked out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where that, a lot of other games, they have this, there's like an invisible wall or something,
Agree.
And I like that part. You can go anywhere that you want to as soon as you get that broom. And even when you don't have the broom, you can walk there, I guess. But
takes a little while though.
Yeah, it would take you a minute.
Have you guys gotten any of the mounts or anything? Because I've not gotten to that point yet.
Nope.
Dan, you did?
Not yet. Nope.
Oh, I thought you said yes. I see it in the menu as I can get like a griffin or something or a horror or something.
Yeah, there's like
I just can't see what it is.
I don't know the names for these things, but a hippogriff is one of them, and then the tiger thing.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Interesting. Now let's go back inside the castle, and we got the room of requirement, which is something that you get to unlock as a room for you to do your own personal studies, which is your own personal area that you get to customize. And I'm not usually one for decorating and for housing too much, but I do think that, and what it is, so as everyone's listening, is you literally get this room that is, you start off with one room, you get to decorate it and customize it however you want to. Like you get a lot of detail to go through these things. Like move over Animal Crossing because Harry Potter or Hogwarts' room of requirement is in town. Because like you get a spell to basically summon just random things that you unlock, and a lot of them are cosmetic, but there's a lot of things you get to actually interact with like potion making, herbology, growing plants, stuff to identify items that you get with the question mark, like Diablo style, like that kind of stuff. Then you can get, I believe, pets for the room of requirement, which I've yet to get, but I've seen some YouTube people talk about it. And then you can unlock further rooms that you can make your room of requirement bigger. New colors, decorations, flooring, like it's just so much stuff you can do. And it's just like, this is one aspect of the game that you could focus on for hours and hours and hours. And or you could just skip it completely. You don't even have to. Like, the amount of
Once again, I think it's
things.
like something that they brought in for the people that aren't hardcore gamers.
I agree.
Basically, the ones that like to play Animal Crossing, they have that.
Right.
That you could be in that for hours. You can be room of requirement for hours, just customizing things and the colors and the walls, ceilings. I mean, absolutely every aspect of it's customizable. So you could be in there for a very long time.
So since Brandon skips all the cutscenes, how much time did you spend in the room requirement? 2 minutes?
I unlocked it today, and my autism wanted to spend all day in it, and so I spent probably an hour and a half, and then I was like, "No, I need to leave. I need to go progress through the game. I need to stop doing this."
Yeah,
that was way more time than I thought. I thought you would have like talked to your elf and been like, "All right, see you."
I started.
Room looks great. Put a rug down.
There's our Animal Crossing hat right there.
Put a lamp over there. I don't know. It's dark.
I've been struggling with gold because I haven't done the whole like look for all the all those chests that have a bunch of gold in them. So like gold has been tough for me. Yeah. So I started looking for like, oh, can I cheese the room requirement to make a bunch of gold? And I didn't see an obvious way to do it. So I was like, nah, I'm leaving. I gotta get out of here.
So I skip all the cutscenes too. I'm not gonna dog on you too much. And the reason why I have a reason, is because my 9-year-old daughter does not know how to skip cutscenes. So I end up getting to see the whole thing anyway when I watch her play it. So
what a lucky.
when I play, I just skip through all that shit. I don't care, because I'm gonna see it again. So
I use them as I don't skip them. I just use them as an opportunity to like walk around, go get a coffee.
Go get some more mac and cheese, fill up a Mountain Dew, fill up my spit bottle. I don't know.
Oh God!
Take a big sip of that. Look at all that backwash.
Well, like I said, this could be Coke, could be Pepsi. Who wants
Use
to
your
sponsor the video? I don't know.
Disgusting.
Who wants to give dotSlash more sponsorships?
Sponsorship. All right. So I've touched on now with the exploration, the castle, Hogsmeade. I don't think we actually touched on the grounds yet of how much exploration there is there, but there's dungeons to do, there's puzzles to solve, there's things to unlock, there's like tons of things already out there in the open world itself. So the game itself just freaking huge. So I don't know. Oh, and Brandon just went green.
Yep. See you, Brandon.
Bye, Brandon.
Bye, buddy.
He'll be back later.
Hey.
Just turned around. There's still more. Like, we talked about the broom, we've talked about spellcasting, we've talked about this stuff. There's still tons more that I have yet to even touch, and I'm probably 10 hours into this game. Like, it seems like every time I take like 5 more steps forward and maybe 4 steps forward in the main quest, all of a sudden there's something new that opens up. Like, here's all this other stuff you get to do. I just upgraded my broom.
Yeah, all the side quests and all that.
Yeah, it's
I'm a person too. I have to do those side quests before I move on with the main quest, because it, like in Skyrim especially, it'll stack up to the point that I can't handle it.
Yeah,
like
Skyrim, Witcher 3, any of these big games, like you feel like you have to just get them done.
If there's anything in my quest log, I gotta do it like right now.
Yeah, yep. I was just trying to always do that.
Always avoid that gold icon.
What school did you go through for that?
The training school of video games. You didn't go there?
Apparently not.
If you're going the right way, you're going the wrong way. Turn around and explore everything else first.
Oh,
I had to play Elden Ring without any training. So
good man.
The game I played like 5 years ago was like, oh, your quest log's full. And it's like, excuse me, what? And then I've started clearing quest logs since then.
Yeah, it's like in WoW, you can only hold like 6 quests, and then it's like your quest
log's full. It was WoW.
Drives me nuts.
It's WoW.
So overall, I think all of us hated Hogwarts Legacy. So I think that's
a terrible game. Don't bother buying it like everybody else in your whole neighborhood.
Honestly, like I paid the $80 for this game. I think it was 80 or 90. I played a lot to play early. I don't regret it. I'm glad I unlocked whatever I unlocked. I don't even know what it was. Like, take my money, make another game. Like, I don't even know any other game this year that's I think I'm going to be this excited for to play. And I didn't even know I was excited to play it. So, like,
I could probably say the same thing about that.
Like, honestly, like, I'm excited for Starfield. Like, I don't even know if Starfield's going to be as addicting as this. Like, this game just, the pacing in the game is just, I think, the best part about it all. It never makes me feel tired. I just want to keep playing and playing and playing. It feels like an MMO, but it's not an MMO.
Like, basically, it's like all of the magic that they brought to, no pun intended, that they brought to the movie. So like, picture, if you will, that pun may have been intended.
Maybe.
Picture, if you will, there's, the people that read the books first, and then as the books were being released, the movies started coming out, and there was just a sense of awe and wonder in actually getting the full visual effect of watching the movies and like how excited and giddy everybody was by actually getting to see everything that they read in the books.
Mm-hmm.
You're really kind of revisiting those same emotions that you did when you first saw the movies when you play this game.
Right.
There have to be people that are playing this game and enjoying it that never saw the movies and never read the books. Like, there's enough people bought it, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Which ties
100%.
in perfectly to as we kind of close the door on our review of this game that we all love. But the first news story I want to talk about was how well this game is selling. And let's just say it's selling like crazy. I don't know if they put out the official numbers for like what they had expected across physical, digital, but let's see. Well, this is from Forbes. Warner Brothers is still collecting numbers for big announcement. We can already see some pretty wild statistics. On early access launch, Hogwarts Legacy broke records for the most streams of a single game with 1.28 million concurrents. That's crazy.
It's a lot.
The Steam Global Sellers chart listed 4 different SKUs of Hogwarts Legacy for the 4 different versions, taking up 2 spots, 2 regular versions, 2 digital deluxe, split by pre-order. Hogwarts Legacy peaked at 879,308 players on Steam, only behind Cyberpunk's 2077 for the most concurrent for single-player game. Like, that's crazy. Like, Cyberpunk, though it was a disaster, it was still crazy. And then also behind it is Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
This game isn't a disaster, though.
No,
like we waited for Cyberpunk for like 2 years. Like
Yeah.
I don't feel like we waited for this game. I don't know. I was out of touch.
No,
I was too. The first I heard about this game was the controversy that we're not going to talk about because we don't care about that side of it.
Yeah.
And that's
like
the first time I even heard of this.
2 months, maybe a month before it released.
I'd been seeing, I remember last year when they announced it, I saw, oh, that would be kind of cool, but never in my wildest dreams would I think this is like a full on like RPG. Like, I thought this would be just like a fun movie game. Like,
I surprised everybody.
I played the other Harry Potter games and I thought they were like okay because they were tied into the movies.
The first one that came out for PC that was so bad. Oh.
They were all like fine games, but they weren't like memorable, like being great. Like this reminds me of the Spider-Man game that came out recently for Sony, right? They ended up buying the Insomniac because it did so well for the PS4. Like that game was just it's not just a tie-in game. It's an actual great game. Like this does the same thing. Like this,
I had the same thoughts as you did when I first heard about it with the whole controversy crap. I was just like, who gives a shit? I was like, it's another Harry Potter game. Who cares? It's probably gonna be garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even really look at it twice. And then all of a sudden, I think I watched the first gameplay trailer and I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, wait, this is an actual video game. Like it looks like a AAA game. Like I'm like, wait a minute. So I had to start digging a little bit more deep into it. And now here we are. We're talking about how great this is, and
it's sold crazy, and I'm
pleasantly surprised.
The game gives me a lot of vibes of like the Lord of the Rings games that came out, the Shadows of Mordor and
Shadows. And, those were awesome games. I thought.
I think those are also WB games. Different developers though, but at least coming from the same company.
It actually reminded me a lot of the Dragon Age games, especially in terms of like the combat. Very similar.
Yeah, especially the triangle
and
thing.
the menuing.
Yeah, menuing.
The menuing similar to Dragon Age.
I like the menu of this game a lot. I think that everything works really well.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can tell that they spent a lot of time with the detail and stuff. Like I said, we could talk about this for days probably, but it was one of the best launches I think we've seen in quite a long time.
Oh, for sure.
All right. So putting all Hogwarts everything aside, the next news story we got here talks about was the rise and now looks like the fall of multiverses, which is ironic because this is another Warner Brothers.
Did anybody here play that? Just for reference,
I played it once.
I played it once too.
Yeah, it was fun the one time.
So I played it once and I went right back to Smash Brothers. I'll be honest.
Yes. So I saw what they were trying to do. So for those who don't know, because this game is popular, but not everybody probably has an idea of what it is, and there's a lot of clones of this type of Smash Brothers stuff, like games. This game's called Multiverses, and it takes Warner Brothers properties and puts them all into the Smash Brothers type of fighting on a platform world on a 2D screen, and you get to fight it out, and the last person wins, right? So we got Batman, you have Scooby Doo characters, you've got Game of Thrones, and different cartoons from back Bugs Bunny, and all this stuff.
That sounds horrible.
And LeBron James is in it too, from Space Jam 2. So,
Oh god.
yeah,
Sounds awful.
honestly, the game itself is not bad. It is fun,
It
but
doesn't sound good.
but I think a lot of the magic of Smash Brothers, which is it's like a curse and a blessing, is it's a really good local co-op game. Over the internet for Smash Brothers, it doesn't really work because their network sucks the way they do all the peer-to-peer stuff. So that aside, it's different. But now this is really meant to be an online game, like a free-to-play type. You know, they want you to buy the battle passes and do all this stuff. Like, I don't think it works as well. Because I feel like the magic of Super Smash Brothers for me was always like you're with your buddies playing. So I don't know. Again, I played this one time, so I'm not the person to really talk about it. I just want to read the article because it is interesting. Because the point of the article saying is they've lost most of their player base after 6 months after their launch. I think there was under 1,000 people, was it? Or was it even lower than that were playing?
Under
Oh my
1,000.
gosh.
I think it's like around 800 playing now
Yeah, so
in the world. So that's great.
The
Sounds
game's
like it's dead.
slowly going down, and it's and these type of games, like, they depend on the player base. Like, if there's not a lot of players buying their their battle passes and stuff, the game just falls apart and that's it, and then they close it. But this game,
And in games like this, that matters. Player count matters.
but it's surprising because this
I mean,
game
it's
was so
competitive.
big. It was huge.
Not trying to crap on a game that I haven't played, but when you try to make a game to kind of compete with Super Smash Brothers, you're gonna fail.
You're opening up a can of worms. Yeah.
It's a weird space because Smash Brothers doesn't take advantage of the tournament scene, which is what it should do because it is really good, but Nintendo doesn't take advantage of it at all. So this game, I think, wanted to take advantage of that for events and like an actual tournament competition game. And I think
and then keep it live service.
And keep it live service, but I don't know. I haven't played it enough to really say if the game is really that good or bad.
Well, obviously it's not.
They
they went from 153,000. That was their peak player count in July.
But I wonder if this relates more to the what do you call it? Like the way they make money and how that they profit from the game versus the game itself. Because the game came out, people were pretty positive about it. The gameplay was fun. The game was good. The character selection was good. I think a lot of the problems are probably coming from, I'm assuming, is it the battle chess thing, all that stuff? Do people really want to have another game? Because, look, you can only get maybe one game out of every person, maybe, to do the whole battle pass thing, right? Like, how many games are you going to sit and pay monthly for, or season-wise, that you're going to consistently play over and over and over? Like, and this type of game, let's also be real, it's going to be skewed to a younger audience, because those are the people who have more time to play games, because they're not, full-time jobs with kids and all these things. And they're probably playing Fortnite already. So, yeah. I don't know.
I'm not going to lie. I've never even heard of this game until you brought it up.
I'm honestly surprised you've never heard of it because it was a big deal probably the middle of last summer, really. There was another one called Rumbleverse, I think it was, that came out.
I heard about that one.
That one came out around the same time-ish again. And I used to confuse Rumbleverse with Multiverses. I thought they were the same game. That one doesn't totally have a franchise tied to it. It's just their characters. Then there's another one, Brandon, not to confuse you further. There's the Nicktoons one that's by Nickelodeon. And that one
sounds awful.
That one I actually liked the most, to be honest, because that one was not a free-to-play one. That one you had to buy. And there's actually quite a few characters I liked. And I was actually more connected to those characters because I grew up with that. So maybe that's just me being biased. But, like, you could play as, like, Jimmy Neutron's dad, Cat Dog, Avatar Aang, Ren and Stimpy.
You couldn't pay me to play that.
See, that, I actually had a lot of fun. I bought it. I own it. And I do play that game.
Oh, God.
It's pretty fun.
But what's the replay value of it?
I mean,
0.
No, if I've got some friends over, I will play that game. That's like, but it is a hard.
Why would you
Just play
subject
Smash
your friends
Brothers.
to that?
Why are you
I don't
playing
know.
all these clones?
I have a couple friends. You three, all three of you guys.
Oh,
Not
that's
for long
sad.
if you do that
That's
to me when I
really
come
sad.
over. Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, that game's pretty much dead. So R.I.P.
If I come over and you pull that game out, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Right. This has turned into Kevin's charity stream.
All right,
He needs a
moving on to the
Hufflepuff.
next story
Let's go
here.
easy
Let's
on
talk
him.
about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If this game hasn't been dragged through the mud enough over the last few months since it's been released, it finally is going to be washed and taken out of the mud because the patch that they keep telling us is coming is
it's coming.
still coming. Nintendo came
Nice.
out and said that, yes, the patch that we said is coming in November or in February is coming in February. So now that I think about it, this is kind of a no news story, but a reassurance story, I guess. They just said that it's going to hopefully help fix a lot of these issues with bugs, glitches, etc. They didn't exactly say exactly what's going to do. It's just going to be a better performance patch. They didn't even give a date. It just says the end of February. I think that's exactly what Nintendo had said. I know they mentioned something about Pokemon box system and stuff, which I don't really care too much about. I just want to be able to play the game without it like. And it depends who you talk to. Some people say this game's not bad. It's good. I think we can come to a middle point to say that it's not great. It's okay. I'm hoping this will help out, and I think maybe in March I can finally start to get back into that game because even my wife, because I bought the double pack, the Scarlet and Violet, she's playing the opposite I'm playing. I think she's playing Scarlet. She was even like, the game's kind of choppy. I was like, yeah, if you're saying that, I know there's an issue. Another I don't actually have a link for the story, but I don't know if anyone here plays Disney Dreamlight Valley or knows about this game, but
Sorry, what was that?
I've
again?
heard of it.
it's called Disney Dreamlight Valley, and it's not a game that I play, but it's a game that my wife's best friends, my sister, and my friend's wife, everybody I know, basically that's a woman, is playing this game, and they love it. And it has been such a big thing in my house and my family lately that I feel like you should all recommend it to people because they just did a big update. The update actually, like, it had a terrible performance issue at the first day, which looks like it's fixed now because it was laggy on almost every single system you played it on or PC. But they added stuff from Encanto, I think it was, the Disney movies.
Wow.
So if anybody has a significant other that is not a huge gamer but loves Disney and likes aspects of Animal Crossing, you should definitely check that out.
Cool.
I just felt like I had.
Is
to
it
throw
on
that out there.
Switch?
It's on Switch. It's on PC.
It's on Switch.
It's
yeah,
on
all of it. I think
it's on everything. Like it's everywhere. My
That's
sister
only
plays
gonna
it on Switch.
recommend that.
It's Gabe. I'm telling you, my wife has become addicted to it. Her and my sister like sit on the phone and they play it together and talk about like how to
I
make
was
stuff.
gonna say because
and do
my
things.
wife has a Switch and she's very limited on the games that she likes because she's not a big gamer.
So
I feel like she would probably enjoy this.
I'll tell you
I'm
this.
definitely gonna say something to her.
So it's on Game Pass. To play it on there. So yeah, I know that's great. My wife's playing it on Game Pass, but she liked it so much she ended up buying it for her Switch. She could play in bed because she liked it so much, and it's cloud save, so you can play. You can hit one account and play anywhere, which is nice.
Console to console.
Console to console. So like she plays on. She just logs in on her Switch to play her same account, and she can keep upgrading her character.
Oh, that's cool. Well, maybe
buy it
like
on both.
she could try it on Game Pass, and if she likes it, we get it for
If you
Switch.
play it on Game Pass, it's free already, so you don't have to pay it, but you have to pay for it on Switch, which I think it's only
Right.
$25. So it's a cheaper game.
She likes being able to play in bed, though.
Yeah, I will say, like, for me, it runs like Switch, runs like ass on Switch when I watch her play, but she doesn't care too much because she'd rather just play, in bed and handheld. But it does run pretty good on Xbox, and she's playing on Xbox One X. She's not even playing on my Series X.
It's gonna be so rough because my wife just got used to the controls for the PS5. And
Yeah.
I'm like, here's the Xbox
Oh, yeah.
controller. She's gonna
Here
be
you
like,
go,
yeah,
honey.
here.
And then
Stare
You want
at
to
everyone
be a
Stare
gets
real
trying to
gamer,
play.
you need to
Yeah.
learn all of these.
it's bad.
Oh,
So,
it's so much fun watching her cast spells on Hogwarts Legacy. She's
I
like,
bet.
oh wait, which one? I was like, hit R1. She's like,
Yeah, which one is that again?
it's great. It's great.
Yeah, definitely
So much
recommend
fun.
that. You should have her play it and then report back next week because I'd be curious to see.
I
if she thinks.
definitely am gonna try to get her to play it. She's a busy person.
That's fair. And the last bit of story news, I might need some help people jumping in here because I know the least about this one. I read through the story, but this game has been confusing me
I don't know
because
a whole lot either.
So this game is called Wild Hearts. Probably should start with that. And I kept getting this confused with another game that's coming out on Game Pass, like down the line, that I kept thinking was that one, which I don't know the name of. But this is like from what I'm getting out of the YouTube video that I watched before this, a Monster Hunter style game. Um, and basically, like, I don't really have real news for it because it's just the news saying that the game is actually pretty good and people were surprised. But if you have Game Pass, and I don't know what if you have to have Game Pass Ultimate or just regular Game Pass, but you get 10-hour trials with the EA whatever their thing is, the EA Access or something, and everyone is saying it's worth trying on there because you get 10 hours for free.
I am gonna try this one.
It looks pretty badass. I won't lie. It's not a game I think that I would probably want to play and stick with because it's those Monster Hunter games can be pretty intense, but it does look pretty good. Like the actual gameplay of it really makes me appreciate it. Maybe that's all I can say.
Looks like there's a lot of creativity in the backgrounds and the creatures that they've come up with, and the fact that I'm actually kind of hoping it has a Dark Souls feel to it because it looks like a lot of it's just
like it.
nothing but boss battles. So, and
which is what
I'm
Kinda
not
like
gonna lie, I do like
Colossus
the
or
Dark
something.
Souls.
But that's basically Monster Hunter, right? That's like the whole thing is you just go out and collect, you kill these bosses, and they're all very different, and you collect the resources and gear from them to build better weapons and armor and etc. But it does look good. Like I'm watching a video right now, and I promise you next week, maybe the week after, I will get the thing where I can show you guys video while we're talking. I kept trying to do it at the beginning of the show, and it errored out, so I'll have to try again later. But this is it looks pretty impressive. So
I think another thing that's kind of captivating me is I loved Ghost of Tsushima, and it looks like this has some elements from that game to it. Like I said, with the backgrounds and whatnot, and it looks, like all the different customization with the weapons and like your outfit and stuff. Like I really liked that aspect of Ghost, and it looks like they kind of put that into this one as well.
Yeah, I agree. All right, that's it. I just wanted to mention that because the game looked pretty interesting, and I've been seeing a lot of people talking about that on the internet.
I'm for sure gonna try it.
Next week, I think we're gonna have a pretty interesting show. Atomic Hearts? I never can remember the name of this game.
Atomic Hearts is releasing.
Atomic Heart comes out on Tuesday.
My favorite release so far this year,
NFL Pro Era.
Yeah, that's it.
That wasn't it.
NASCAR 2058, whatever it is. Sons of the Forest gets released on Thursday.
I kind of want to play that, even though I probably will hate it.
We're actually hosting an event, so if anybody's in our Discord, there's an event this Thursday at 8 p.m. We're all going to be playing Sons of the Forest. It is co-op. It's an awesome. The Forest was an awesome survival co-op game, so I'm sure that this one is going to be just as good and better. So
just as bonkers.
So yeah,
Dan's waiting for that Barbie Dream Machine Part 2.
That's Barbie. Yeah, that's coming out. Russ, that's the next week, not this week.
I have it pre-ordered.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
I paid for the Legendary Edition.
I'm on Best Buy site right now trying to find
$110.
It comes with the house and the car.
One thing that we didn't talk about that comes out on Tuesday, which I'm looking at it right now trying to pre-order it, is the physical version of Metroid Prime Remastered. That game has been getting just bonkers reviews for remaster, saying it is just so good, but it's still not available, which is driving me nuts. I keep checking it over and over and over because I want the physical copy of that so bad.
Which original was that?
What was that?
What's the original version of that one?
Like, where did it come out?
Yeah.
The original, it came out on the GameCube.
Oh, that was the good one. Okay.
Yeah, it's the first person one. Like, this is like the good one. This is the one that I've always wanted to play but never did. So I'm pretty excited for that. They just had the remastered version was announced during the Nintendo Direct, a week and a half ago, I think, or a week ago. And it's out digitally. You can go buy it right now in digital, and everyone's saying it's incredible. So everyone should go check that out. But I really want a physical copy of that game.
Because anybody that's a huge Metroid fan has all the physical stuff.
Yeah, I have them all in physical. I've never played them, but I want to have another physical one that I will play.
I was gonna say, I know like three different people that are all like huge Metroid people, and they just each one of them has their own Metroid shrine. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. All right, I think that's it. Yeah, we got those games to look forward to next week.
Awesome
Yeah, a
stuff's
lot of
coming
stuff's
out.
coming up. March is going to be even crazier. I haven't even looked at some of the releases for March, so there's got to be more things that I'm not even aware of. So buckle in, boys. It's going to be a fun spring, I'm telling you. But
I think it's going to be a good year. The year started off real good.
Yeah, it
so
did
far with
for a lot of
Hogwarts.
Strong
surprises.
start.
Yeah, well, we've had Dead Space already the first month, and then
Yep.
Hogwarts second month. Like, I didn't even think either of those were going to be games I was interested in, and I'm very excited for both of them. So.
Yeah.
All
Awesome
right.
start.
Well, thank you all for joining me on episode 4. We'll see everyone for episode 5 next week. Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
Later.
Thank you.